This is time for those my colleagues that Chris slept with, the one that slept with Chris. It's time for you guys to help yourselves by coming out to expose and confess, because if you don't, I'll be the one to expose you people.
Arising, this Pastor Chris Okafor saga is not ending anytime soon, because more people are coming out to say one or two things about him, how he slept with them, how he impregnated them and abandoned them. And today Doris Ogala has come out to say that she will expose all the Nollywood actresses that Pastor Chris Okafor slept with. And also Pastor Chris Okafor has been invited by the Nigeria police to come and make a statement about this whole allegation that has been going on in the public for a while now. So guys, not going anywhere if you want to find out the full gist and the full details of what is really happening right now. But before then, if you're new to my channel and you have not subscribed yet, tell me what are you waiting for. Kindly click that subscribe button. And to my returning subscribers, God bless you all so much for always coming back to watch my new uploads. So guys, let's dive right into the main reason of this video. So firstly, the Lagos State Police Command has summoned controversial Pastor Chris Okafor, senior pastor of Mountain of Liberation and Miracle Ministry, for questioning in connection with allegations of multiple rape and other sexual offenses. Lagos police statement states the offenses are likely to disrupt public peace and law and order in the state. Pastor Chris is due to report to DC SCID Pantin tomorrow, Monday, 5th January 2026 by 10 a.m. So it was yesterday that they summoned him to come, but right now we have not heard any details so far about how it all went. But today Doris Ogala is not resting anytime soon. She came out and said that she's going to expose all the Nollywood actresses that Pastor Chris Okafor actually slept with. So my people, this matter is still very, very much on, and please comment your opinion down below after watching this video and just listening to what these people has to say about Pastor Chris Okafor.
But everything that was said is not true.
What began with swift action and public confidence now appears to be taking an unexpected turn. The Lagos State Police Command, which on Sunday night summoned the senior pastor of the Mountain of Liberation and Miracles Ministries, Chris Okafor, over allegations of multiple rape, sexual offenses, and other acts of misconduct, appears to have eased its initial intensity. Many Nigerians had expected the clergyman would honor the police invitation on Monday. However, the Commissioner of Police revealed that Pastor Okafor only showed up a day after.
When he was invited, he got to us through his lawyer that will be appearing on Monday. So on Monday we waited for him, we didn't see him, and I directed that he should be arrested. Subsequently, he showed up yesterday. Yes, he showed up yesterday.
But that was not the only revelation. The commissioner introduced a new twist to the case, confirming that the Lagos State Police Command has now handed over the matter.
We later learned that the same matter has been opened at the Zone 2 headquarters with the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2, which I needed to verify, and I've verified the same. And he told me the matter is being investigated under his command for about 3 weeks now. So the AIG occupy a higher office than mine as the commander, and is my immediate supervisor since he's into the matter. So we asked him to, we handed him over back to the zone.
Seeking clarity, we asked the crucial question: have any alleged victims formally stepped forward to lodge complaints against the clergyman?
The social media have become a veritable space for people to lodge in their complaint. We don't no longer wait for people to come and incident the matter before we act in public interest, because if we don't, the conduct can lead to breakdown of law and order. As
Nigerians anxiously await the outcome of these grave allegations, attention now shifts from Lagos State Police Command to Zone 2 Command, where the case now lies. Will this case follow the familiar path of many before it by fading quietly into silence? or will it mark a defining moment, a moment of justice, accountability, and closure for the alleged victims? Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.
Meanwhile, the senior pastor of Mountain of Liberation and Miracles Ministries, Chris Okafor, has described the allegations of murder and various sexual offenses against him as false. The cleric has also challenged his accusers to submit concrete evidence to the Nigeria police or face criminal prosecution. Kemi Foladiemo has more.
If any one of us in this building, in this room today, decides to have a consensual relationship with another adult under a private circumstance, which is lawful, how in God's holy name does that account to be a sin? Does that account to be a crime?
Chris Okafor's lawyers have denied the various allegations which emanated from Doris Ogala. They say the actress flouted the terms of settlement in a 2024 criminal complaint of cyberbullying, which the police earlier filed on his behalf against her, as well as other agreements not to spread lies against him.
One of the clauses is that after this money is being paid, she would undertake never to contact, never to have any dealing, never to engage, or never to mention this man's name in public for any reason. She got her payment. The court adopted it. She was indemnified for whatever service. In those proceedings, she never made mention that she had any affair, intercourse, or anything that had to do with the man. All of a sudden, we saw her again, ranting over social media, making false allegations. And when they told her, these allegations that you're saying, make sure on the next appointment with the police, bring them forth. You will be surprised that they have been calling her to come further to buttress the allegation. She has refused to show up. And I leave that to the police because they know the appropriate steps to take.
The senior pastor's counsel says he's been released on self-recognition after honoring the police invitation, but wants due investigation of all the accusations, which they say are being fueled online by persons such as Very Dark Man and Cat Truth.
You cannot be soliciting that anyone that has problem against this man be coming out. That's criminal public incitement. That is an harassment. That is an irresponsible use of social media and an irresponsible use of your right to express yourself. That we have a criminal complaint against him and we're giving them 3 days to come forth to the police, himself, Doris Ogala, and Very Dark Man, to present proofs of all allegations they have made, contrary to which we would ensure they face the maximum wrath of the law.
The cleric vows to fight back and clear his name as his petitions against his accusers are currently before the Nigerian police. Kemi Foladiemo, TVC News, Lagos.
So this is time for those my colleagues that Chris slept with, the one that slept with Chris. It's time for you guys to help yourselves by coming out to expose and confess, because if you don't, I'll be the one to expose you people. I know your names. That one child that came out to insult me the other time, as I give her her dozer, and she run, go inside, she not talk again. You be number one. The another one where they sing, that elderly woman where they sing, where shots, she be number two. I get all of you in a chat. Please send and give me. Muna come out. This other one where they first start, where shots, may you come out to join. All of you I get to that. See, oh, they talk about Doris, oh, they come to Doris, nice sim pass. All of you where fuck my ex-boyfriend, I know una. And I go mention your name one after the other. All of you where fuck my ex-boyfriend, I go mention all of you one after the other. You tell me everything. You mention all of them, how carry all our chat, I have it. When I just cover yourself, come out now, respect yourself, come out, can't confess what you do with her.
I know Chris Okafor's children. I know Chris Okafor's mother. I know Chris Okafor. From his church, to his house, to outside the country. I know him very well. In fact, I know a lot. A whole lot. And you'll even be surprised to know the extent to what I know. I only chose to maintain my distance and to keep quiet. Before I proceed, let me show you guys something. Those are from the surprise birthday party I had for Precious. Precious, the same girl that spoke to VDM. That day, I had driven from Lekki to Ojodu to go and pick them. And we had a nice time. They spent the whole day in my house and I took them back in the evening. But there was something striking, something uncanny. You know, while they were at my place, Chris kept calling. He gave me the impression that he was calling to check on his children, you know, out of love, out of care. But his voice gave him away. He was anxious. He was tense. He was nervous. After After they stayed with me and I dropped them off, I did not wait to see him because it was getting late. But he kept calling. He called like 10 to 15 times. And you know what? He wanted to find out if any of the girls had told me anything. He kept pressurizing me that I should talk now. Did they say anything to you? I said, anything like what? He said, just about anything. Maybe strange, maybe weird. Maybe, you know, these children, they can be mischievous. Like someone trying to manufacture things. And I said, no. No one had told me anything. But in reality, children being children, a lot was said. I heard a lot, spoken and unspoken. I was quite observant. In fact, there was a time I stepped out of the house to go and pick one of Chris's calls because he kept calling, and one of the girls followed me. With seriousness, she asked, Auntie, are you one of my daddy's numerous girlfriends? And I said no. I had to explain to her that I was not, and I had no plans to be. And she became comfortable, and we spoke. We talked at length about so many things. She made me promise I was not going to discuss this with anybody. And I haven't, till date. Days ago, I saw where Precious called out her dad. And I also watched a subsequent video where VDM mentioned that the lawyer had sent him some form of threat and demanding DNA and so on and so forth. To my shock and dismay, Chris Okafor did not directly respond to the girl's weighty allegations. Rather, him and his lawyer were talking about DNA. Whereas the office of a father and the office of a pastor have been inappropriately used, where we haven't seen high moral standards and we haven't seen the exhibition of holiness. I don't know if any of you read Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, where Okonkwo, out of pride, because he did not want to be seen as a weakling, raised his hands and joined in the buying of Ikemefuna, a boy that called him father. You see, this shouldn't be about DNA. It's about the fact that a girl who called someone father has been traumatized, has gone through a lot. And in a society where people say, oh, you need to speak up, and someone has spoken up, and yet she's being judged, and yet the forces that be want to keep her silent. It's rather very unfortunate. In summary, in that book, Okonkwo wanted to prove his strength, but the consequences were enormous. Precious shared the fact that Chris Okafor took advantage of her mom, and also shared her personal experiences with him. Should DNA be an issue, you see, youthfulness and vulnerability have been taken advantage of. There are probably many young girls out there who are going through so much trauma, neglect, rejection. And you know this thing about telling a girl, I'll marry you just to have your way? And unfortunately, most of them cannot come out to talk because they know what it is. Anybody that talks is like facing a mass mob. Chris Okafor, Precious calls you father. That girl is traumatized. She has gone through a lot, and she's still going through a lot. And all you are concerned about is public ego and image. I'm not surprised anyway. After all, I've heard you discuss with someone on the phone. People were talking about such a huge amount. I don't even want to mention it here. It was you who told me later, when you were trying to explain to me why you took so long on the phone, that it was your lawyer. And what were you people talking about? How you was going to get some IT people, techie people, to clean up your image on social media. Because there were a lot of stories. In fact, if somebody Googles your name right now, they will not see all those things that were there before on social media. They have almost all been erased. And believe me, most of them were quite messy. But that's not my concern right now. I'm just wondering that rather than choose character, you're choosing validation. And that's the kind of thing that make unbelievers see Christianity as a scam. Should it be so? Precious, please, if you see this video, try to get in touch with me. Eh? I really need to know that you're okay. That's the most important thing right now. Somehow, I think it's even good that Doris Ogala spoke out. Her initial presentation of coming out to cry and ask who Chris Okafor wanted to leave her for, and so on and so forth, may have been misinterpreted. But somehow, I think God allows such things sometimes so that his space can be sanitized. He's not man. He's not mocked. And for any other person, whether you're a pastor or you're just anybody, let me seize this opportunity to say, that thing that you're doing, and you don't want people to know about it, that thing that you're doing, that when it comes out in the open, it will make you embarrassed. It will make you ashamed. Stop doing it. I saw a video sometime where Chris Okafor was telling his church members to cover him, to defend him, even if he makes a mistake. Even if? Does he even know that love entails accountability? I also saw a video on social media where one of Chris Okafor's members was trying to defend him and said, yes, even if our pastor is not holy, we know. It's not like he lays hands to transfer anything that is not good to people. He uses people's hands and just holds them, and they would now be the ones laying hands on themselves. I was shocked. Somehow, somebody can be looking for liberation and get into bondage. I don't want to digress, but I listened to Doris, and a lot of things she said made sense to me. Chris Okafor, you're talking about DNA for 2 children. And I want to even ask, if nothing was between you and those women, Will they be bringing children to you to say that you are their father? Why are we leaving substance to pursue shadows? Why? Should there be an excuse for gross misconduct with children? 14 years? 15 years? Honestly, you have to stop using threats in this matter. Most times, when someone is guilty in one, the person is guilty in all. Just try and make amends all round. All round amendments is recommended. This is not about one battle. It's about war. So many people are affected. So many destinies. So many people's mental health. This is not a cloud-chasing move. Otherwise, I would have said a lot. But I'm only talking as I'm led. I don't want to join issues. I don't want to be the weapon fashioned against somebody's ministry. I also know that no matter what is being said or who is saying it, for as long as people idolize somebody, that person can never do wrong in their eyes. Never. They'll be ready to defend you with every breath they have. Sin is no more sin to so many people. That's why these days you hear, and so, is he the only one? Please don't judge, you are not God. And sometimes, when they say they cannot shut you up, and they cannot contest what you're saying, they will call you mad. They will say you've lost your senses. That they should go and check if something is wrong with you. I'm even going to seize this opportunity to appeal to everyone. We all need to be asking the Holy Spirit for discernment at every point in time for different issues. Discernment. Even when you want to start going to a church. Even when you want to do certain things. People are getting initiated through so many means. Someone gives you money, you're excited. You don't even know what has been done with that money. You're buying water, calling it holy water. You're buying oil, calling it holy oil. But when you're using them, they're carrying you to where you don't know. That's why so many people know what they're doing, but they don't know what is doing them. See, guys, if I have to talk again, I will. But for now, I think a word is enough for the wise.